Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Today I'm super excited because I'm finally reviewing the Walking Meditation Tarot deck by Dani'el Norman. I received it a month ago. I've worked with it extensively because I don't like doing reviews unless I'm familiarized myself with the deck. Now she's also created Odin's Playbook Tarot, which I have reviewed, and I will drop you a link in the description box below, and there'll be a card at some point here or at the end of the video in case you're interested in checking it out as well. Now this deck I have supported on Kickstarter, and it will be available soon on her website and on her Etsy store, and I will leave you the links in the description box below as well. So if you are somebody who really enjoys nature and you love tarot, this is a thing of beauty, so please stay with me and check out this deck. It's amazing. So as always, it's going to be time-stamped because I always start with the box, then I go through the guidebook and then the cards and so on, so you can jump to whatever interests you. But if you've got some time, then kick back and relax and let's begin. So this is how the box look like. I love it when you've got the slit on the sides, so to push it you can see it opens very easily. It's very pretty. And then at the back it reads, "Walk your magic through this 80-card nature-themed deck created to inspire you with your own walking meditation and nature bathing. May it entice your senses and bring you into calming equilibrium." So when you open the box, this is what it looks like inside. That's the inside of the box. Let me grab the rest so I can show you the inside. So it says, there's a message from her there. It says, "I hope that the Walking Meditation Tarot becomes that calming friend for you to turn to, allowing you to find peace within the chaos, guidance through the storms, and balance in nature. Come and walk your magic with me. Much love, Dani'el." Now she is a lovely creator. I've been in touch with her several times. She's really, really lovely. So that's the box. It's super nice. I really love it. Really happy with it. So with this deck, you do get two guidebooks, not one but two. You get the Walking Meditation Tarot, the guidebook with the meanings of the cards and so on, but you also get a bonus, which is the guidebook to Walking Meditation pocketbook. Now they're the same size. Sorry, I've got a card stuck there. They're about the same size, not exactly. I think one of them is 92 pages and the other one is a little bit more, but can't remember. Not that it really matters, but this is how they look. That's their bindings and their backs. I just love it. It's so earthy. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to start with the guidebook and then I'll move on to the other one, which is particularly for doing walking meditations. Now I'm super interested in this and I'll tell you why in a minute. So when you open it, you've got the Walking Meditation Tarot Guidebook, okay, and you've got your table of contents. You can see you've got introduction, tarot card spread, major arcana keys, the suit of wands, then cups, swords, pentacles, extra cards. You do get 80 cards instead of 78, thank yous and biography. So in the introduction, she basically explained how this deck came about. The fact that she loves walking. She's been walking for a very long time. She kind of was forced by her mum a little bit when she was younger, but it grew on and she loves it basically. And then she tells you that she's taken many photos as she was going through her walks, and all of the cards feature her own photos, which I think is stunning, and it is based on the Canadian seasons, but I'll explain all of that with the cards. So then when you turn the page, you've got the interview your deck, which I like doing. So you've got the process here on how to do it with some questions. And then you just have one card reading. You don't have many spreads. To be honest, I'm not fussed. I don't care. I have many spreads I use. You can also buy tarot books that give you that. I'll leave you a card here if you want to check out, because there's one from Barbara Moore on tarot spreads, which is awesome, and I reviewed it. So the one card reading on this guidebook is awesome because I never thought of doing that, and now I do it religiously because I walk every day with my dogs. So if there's been something on your mind right before you go for a walk, shuffle, then pull a card and ask, what do I need to reflect upon during my walk today? So I do that before I leave, and then I start thinking, and it works a treat. So then we move on to the major arcana. So you get, let's say the Fool, you can see the Fool here, you get a paragraph which explains to you the photo, the picture basically, then you get the upright meaning and then the reversed meaning. So you've got that for all of the arcana, as you can tell. I hope it's close enough so you can tell. Then when you move on to the minors, let me just put it away so you can see. Okay, so you go to the Suit of Wands. Now the format changes a little bit. You have a bold sentence which explains to you the key, you know, basically the key meaning. So Ace of Wands, the path of new ideas. Then you have the actual meaning, and then you've got the reversed meaning. So for instance, the Two of Wands says, as the snow begins to melt, new ideas begin to grow. And then it's the meaning and the reverse. And obviously we could go through all of the suits, but we'll be here until tomorrow. Not that I mind, but some people want, you know, reviews to the point, so I'm going to try and make it as swift as I can, while giving you everything. So for instance, Suit of Swords here, you've got Ace of Swords, the path to new thoughts, and then Suit of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, path to new opportunities, and so on. So that's what you get here. Then you have the meaning of the two extra cards. They are called the Sun Dog, which is a sun halo, and the Moon Dog, the lunar halo. And then you've got thank yous, and then a biography, you know, a little bit about Dani and other decks that she's done. So I've mentioned Odin's Playbook. There's also the Ascension Tarot. And there's her website, I hope you can see it, and her Facebook, and her Etsy store. But I'll put it in the description box. So that's the first booklet. And then you have the second booklet. Now, this is amazing because you can see she's an experienced walker. It's just the nuggets of knowledge that I got from this, it just blew my mind. So, the table of contents, who am I? By that she means who is she? How she begins every walk. The pink glass energy blocker, cleanse your body walk. So then she goes through all of the types of walks you can do. Then advice from the trees and crystals for walking, and she also has recommended readings and thank yous and biography. There's a dedication here, which is to her mum. And then who am I? So she explains to you why she felt drawn to do this deck and why she felt she's got information that could be helpful if you like walking, basically doing walking meditations. So how she begins every walk, so she goes through the process and it's very, very specific, and she tells you about the affirmation that she uses, how many times she repeats them, and obviously, you know, you can change the affirmations to suit your needs, that's alright. Then she talks about the pink glass energy blocker to make sure that she only encounters positive people, for instance. So she goes through the process of that, the visualization. And then she moves on to all of the type of walks you can do. So this one is the, for instance, cleanse your body walk. And it's, you know, sometimes it's got mantras or affirmations to repeat. It depends really. You just need to have a look at it. You need to read it. It's very good reading. The confident warrior walk. That was a mouthful for me. Affirmation walk. I mean, I've done a few. You have a visualization walk. I've done the talk to another soul walk, which was amazing. And I've also done, what did I do? I mean, I've done probably 80% of them. Meet a guide walk, which I thought was great too. There's also a really interesting diagram here of the upper dimensional selves. And that's created by Ryan at Team Light. And I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of small, but it's a really nice explanation of all of the different levels, you know, like Pleiadian and so on and so forth, and where we are on 3D and what's the 2D and so on. It's really cool. Animal divination walk, I did that. That worked a treat for me. The weather walking walk, yeah, it rains a lot where I am, so yes, it worked for me because she gives an example about rain, for instance, and that was really cool. And then she talks about how crystals work and you know what you could wear during your walk depending on what you want. So that's kind of cool. And then there's a little bit about advice from the trees, and that was really sweet. And I must say, I do it now. I'm going to read it to you. So if you're walking in the forest, hug me or touch me. I have incredible information and energy to share with you. So now I make a conscious effort of touching trees when I walk. And then when entering and leaving the forest, say hello, goodbye, and say thank you to us for all the downloads and magic that we shared with you. We are an entity just like you, and we appreciate the love and gratitude. And so I make sure I do that too. And here is the recommended lists to read. And then she's got the thank yous and then the biography again. And yeah, so there you have it. That's the booklets. And the amount of work that went into this, it's absolutely amazing. And it's just, it works. It really works. So now I'm going to talk to you about the cards. So this is a deck that is conceived around the idea of it follows the Canadian seasons, and they're very distinctive, obviously, because this is, you know, a country where you've got, you know, extreme winter, and fall is beautiful, autumn is beautiful in colors, in the spring, in the summer. So it's really, really lovely, and all of this is her artwork, so her photos. I'm sure I said it already, but I want to make sure that this is really, you know, hammered in, because it's very important. So the cards, they are 350 GSM, and they have a matte UV coating because she wants to make sure that, you know, they're going to be protected so that you can use them. So it's very, very nice. It shuffles lovely. I've used it, as I said, a lot, so I can tell you about that. It's a standard tarot deck size. You can see I've got average size hands. You can see it's reversible if you read like that. I don't, but some people do. It's a matte, and it's been edged in a matte pale blue, which I think is absolutely stunning. Sorry, I just moved my tripod. And that's the back of the cards, which I think is absolutely stunning. So let me move a little bit my camera so you can see the cards better. Let me just move you. There you go, that's much better. Alright. Okay, so we're going to start with the Fool. So this is what it looks like. And you see I love the font as well. It's very soft, it's not in your face. And with this card you see, you know, the looking at opportunities, playing with snow. That's how a child would see it, right? Which is a bit of that carelessness that comes with it. So I love this. Then you have the Magician, and if you pay close attention you can see the cups and the swords at the bottom, and the wands and the pentacle. So the sky is reflected in the water, you know, as above so below, that idea. You then have the High Priestess, and you can clearly see the two pillars that you see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. By the way, I forgot to say, this is a Rider-Waite-Smith inspired deck, so it's going to follow this system. Then you have the Empress. Now look at that, how stunning is that? So autumn beauty, you know, the weather changes to perfection and things are growing. Then we have the Emperor. You can see with these stones, you know, the test of standing, sorry, I can't speak properly. Standing the test of time is what I'm trying to say. You know, solid foundation. I mean, this looks very solid to me. Then you have the Hierophant. I hope you can see. I hope I'm not moving too much. And that's, you know, the path to greater knowledge. The Lovers. That's obviously, you know, growing together, enduring. You can see that. The Chariot. Now I particularly like the imagery on this because this is showing the contrast between the horse peacefulness and the harsh environment. I like that. Then you have Strength. I think that's kind of self-explanatory, you know, and when you approach a fall you need kind of to have a lot of courage to go through with it. And yeah. Then you have the Hermit. Now, I particularly like this card. It just makes me think of Narnia for some reason. You know, don't judge, I love Narnia. But, you know, you get the idea of solitude, of everything is muffled because of the snow. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, obviously with the 4 seasons, and it's unstoppable. You know, it just continuously spins. Then we have Justice. You know, everything there, nothing to hide, the truth stands. The Hangman. You know, that idea of being in a limbo, you know, kind of standing still, having to release something, to choose which way you're going to go, that kind of idea. Then you have the Death card. But obviously, you know, that's when the leaves fall, you know, when autumn comes. Temperance. Now, I love the imagery of that because, you know, that's how you know, you have to be careful when you're walking in water or in the mud. You know, you kind of have to be patient and moderate. You can't just run. You're gonna fall. So I thought that was very clever. That's the Devil. Oh, here's something else I forgot to tell you about the cards. Silly me. These are photos that she's put into a program, and it gives you that impression that they're canvases, and I hope my camera's picking it up, because it looks like it's linen, like a canvas, but actually it's a program that's doing it to her photos, which I thought was very clever. And so, you know, the Devil, that's walking through the fog, you know, you're being tested, you don't see everything, so I quite like that too. Then you've got the Tower, obviously, you know, the tree just fell down, the death of the tree. The Star, I particularly like that, I think that's so pretty. You know, how do you know, like wishing up, to me when I look at that, it makes me think of, you know, when I wish up on a star, you know, and, you know, I'm full of hope that something good's gonna happen. Then you have the Moon. The Sun. I love that photo. The red is, you feel the warmth from the red of it, and, you know, it makes you think of summer, longer days, having fun. Judgment. Now look at the cloud patterns in there. To me, when I see clouds like that, I find it's very ominous, which obviously, so that speaks to me. Then the World, with the, again, you know, this idea of, you know, the transformation that you undergo with the seasons. And then we move on to the wand suits. Now the wand suits represent spring. So you have the Ace of Wands, which is the path of new ideas. All aces start with the path of, and for wands it's ideas, because, you know, wands is creativity, passion, desire, that kind of thing. Then you have the snow melting, the new ideas emerge. The Three of Wands, with the clear reference to the ship in the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Four of Wands, the new growth, you know, the landmark, something to celebrate because there's happiness here. The Five of Wands, the disagreement, you can see the stormy sky. Six of Wands, the light is shining on you. You know, the idea of the victory lap, basically, from the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Seven of Wands, protect your ideas, stand your ground. And I see that there. The Eight of Wands, this idea of fast pace, things moving forward. The Nine of Wands, the strength to keep up, you know, not giving up, continuing with those trees who, you know, are still standing. Obviously very old, they're very big. And the Ten of Wands, they got there. They're very, very tall. It's the achievement. Now then what happens is, for the court cards, she's used an animal. And she gives you the meaning of the animal, you know, spiritual meaning of the animal. So for the Page of Wands, you have the ladybug. I want to show it to you because it's very cute. And it stands for happiness, good luck as well, ladybugs represents. Then for the Knight of Wands, you have the chipmunks, and that stands for acting with a plan, you know, and chipmunks are very fast, they're swift, they're adaptable. Then the Queen of Wands is a robin. Let me show you. And the symbolism here is, you know, they know their job, they embrace it. And you have the orange, which is a reference to the sacral chakra as well, which is your creativity center, your center of desire. Very, very good for the wand suit. And then you have a gorgeous cardinal for the King of Wands. I think that was very, very well chosen. Obviously, you know, very rare to see a cardinal. Red is the root chakra for safety, for stability. Yeah. So then we move on to the cups. Now cups is summer. So you have the Ace of Cups, which is the new feelings. The Two of Cups. I mean, 2 rainbows. Amazing. The Three of Cups. You can see, you know, the beautiful skies. Rejoicing. The Four of Cups. With this tree, you know, clear reference to the Rider-Waite-Smith, you know, with that dude who's sitting under the tree. And, you know, not seeing that one there, by the way. The Five of Cups. So obviously the emotional challenge, it will pass. Six of Cups. The beach, childhood memories, if you were raised by the sea. I mean, I was, so that talks to me on a very deep level. But if you may have gone on holidays every summer, that kind of thing. The Seven of Cups, with all of the different opportunities that are presenting themselves to you, which one would you choose? Eight of Cups, with the clear path, knowing that, you know, you're not going to turn back, you know where you're going now, that's it. You hunting for your Nine of Cups, which is right there. Look at this, I love the colors there. The wish fulfillment card. And then the Ten of Cups, which, you know, represents the summer pink skies, happiness, emotional fulfillment. So for the Page of Cups, we've got a fish jumping, which is, you know, change is near, representing also something that's kind of sudden and rare. Fish don't jump out of the water every day. For the Knight of Cups, you've got a loon, deep diving creature. Apparently they're very faithful. Now for the Queen, it's adorable. You have a turtle, I have to show you. She's just so adorable. So the Queen of Cups is the turtle, not rushing, understanding the patience, you know, that you gain through experience living a long time. And for the King of Cups, you've got this beautiful duck. And the ducks, I don't know if you know, but they're very loving to their partners. And they respect them for who they are, as in you don't see them smothering them. So then we move on to the Ace of Swords. Now the swords represents winter. So this is what it looks like. I hope you can see. That's the Ace of Swords, which obviously is the path to new ideas or to new knowledge. Then you have the Two of Swords, which is, you know, clarity needed, because at the moment you don't see clearly where you're going. The Three of Swords, that clear Rider-Waite-Smith symbolism here with the heart drawn in the snow. The Four of Swords, the rest period. Snow is silence, nothing's moving. It's that kind of idea from the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Five of Swords, the rough waters. Six of Swords looks like this, and you can see it's looking more optimistic. If I let me grab the Five of Swords for a second, you compare, you can see the different moods, can't you? So you move from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords right there, where you can see the sky is blue, you know, you've learned your lessons and you are more optimistic about the future. The Seven of Swords, things hidden, that's the idea from the Rider-Waite-Smith. That's not how I read, but I know that's what it means, so that's what I can see clearly. There are things that are hidden. The Eight of Swords, trapped in your head. You can't see where the exit is, but there definitely is one. The Nine of Swords, the darkness, which is something that obviously is scary for most of us. So, you know, the anxiety, the stress, not being able to sleep, that kind of idea. And then the Ten of Swords, a new day, because you've accepted things for what they are and you're releasing them. Love that card. So for the Page of Swords, she has chosen a goose. So let me show you the goose right there. That's the card. Because they're very brave and they go after you, you know. If they see you, they will chase you off. You need to kind of be careful of them. So, you know, your Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a starling, and when it comes to, oh, look at the colors on that. When it comes to little birds, they are incredibly fighter-like, and they only work with their family. They're very exclusive. The Queen of Swords is stunning, the blue jay or the jaybird. I used to live on the road called that. I love that bird, it's beautiful. So that's the Queen of Swords, and the blue jays are very intelligent, they attack intruders, and the blue represents the throat chakra, which is obviously the energy center for communication, which obviously goes really well with swords because that's what the swords represent. And then the King of Swords, let me show you this beautiful woodpecker. And the woodpeckers, they first listen, and then they peck really hard. They're hard-working, which is pretty much the idea of the King of Swords. And finally, we move on to the Pentacles, which is autumn or fall. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is the path to new opportunities. Then we have the into the flow, you know, weighing up your options and balancing things. Then you have the Three of Pentacles, the idea of cooperation, growth. The Four of Pentacles, which is an established forest. You know, Four of Pentacles is having acquired a certain level of stability in your physical realm, financially, or in your career, for instance. Five of Pentacles, harsh environment, snow coming, you know, the challenge, feeling left out in the cold. Six of Pentacles, which obviously has this idea of you know, giving and receiving. So the trees plant seeds and they grow again. You know that cycle. That's what I see in the card. Maybe I'm wrong. The Seven of Pentacles, looking at your harvest and then wondering, was it worth it? Yes or no? You know, that kind of thing. The Eight of Pentacles, the long time it takes to grow. To me, the Eight of Pentacles is it's the importance of the journey. It's a card of skill, obviously, but it's about working patiently and diligently and, you know, developing your skills. And then before you know it, it's about the fact that it seemed like it took forever. You've become that very strong, established tree. So that card for me is spot on. The Nine of Pentacles, that's when you are strong, independent, you've done it. And the Ten of Pentacles, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm sure you're familiar with this concept. So for the Page of Pentacles, she's got a squirrel, adorable. I love squirrels, I think they're just adorable. But that's because they're very skilled, that's why she chose them, which works. For the Knight of Pentacles, you have got a beaver, hardworking, builders. So again, I think that's spot on. For the Queen of Pentacles, you've got the rabbit, which represents fertility. And I agree, I think that's really good. And the King of Pentacles is the bee, focused, hardworking. And finally, we've got the last two cards, which are extra that she's put. you have the sun dog, which looks like that when it occurs, like a sun halo. I think you can see how it looks like a canvas rather than just a photo. It really is stunning. My camera's not doing justice to the cards. And the sun dog talks about bad weather coming. So it's a card that talks about transitions and being ready for them. And then you have the moon dog, which looks like this. And the moon dog is about the cold season. You see it during the cold season. And the veil is thin. So pay attention to negative events, is what the card stands for. So there you go. That took way longer than I thought it would, but I think it was really worth it. I love this deck. Please let me know in the comment box below what you think, if you're planning on getting it, or even if you backed it as Kickstarter. I think she's done an incredible job. You can sense her sensitivity in every single card. You know, the guidebooks are amazing, particularly the one on the walking meditations, the actual one, you know, that you can use to walk. The deck is incredibly good quality, you know, it's going to last a long time. It's a pleasure to shuffle, and I've really gotten some serious insights using it. And I must say, when I use it to read, it's very calming. It has a very calming effect on me. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comment box below what you think, and if you're planning on getting it, I'd be more than happy to chit chat with you about this. And I want to thank Dani'el for creating it, because it's an amazing deck and she's shared something very personal, so I'm very grateful for that. So whenever you watch this and wherever you are on this planet, I wish you a magical day. And I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity, so thank you for spending it with me, and I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.